It's time. It's time. Fix my grandma hair.
You fix your hair.
Boy.
Okay, aloha,
Here
winala, e komo mai. Good afternoon and welcome. Come on in. It's Aloha Friday with Chuck and Laura here on Chief John Lott Street at the Petersburg Pet Center, just across the street from Keto's Cave, Liquor Store, Saloon, and Social Center, and just catty corner from Mindy's Salty Pantry, where we had biscuits and gravy for breakfast this morning. Wednesdays and Fridays, but she's closed now. She's going to be closed for a week.
Yeah, her annual week off.
Annual week off.
Play.
The tourist season, such as it has been, is over.
It's pretty busy.
It will be Labor Day.
Pretty busy.
Yeah, Labor Day. What, Monday?
Yep.
So last chance to wear your white bucks and your seersucker suit, straw boater.
Can't wear the white after today.
Put those away. Put those khaki pants away. Break out your dark blue wool and.
So I missed last week's live stream.
You missed the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I have. It's been crazy busy.
Too busy. Yeah.
I meant to look up and see how many animals we had in with Dr. Hill here this last couple of weeks, but we had at least 20 appointments just yesterday. So yeah, certainly last week it was, I was unable to step out of the surgery room. We were crazy busy, and there you go. Just didn't manage to make it, and I'm sorry I left you stranded.
Yep. And Dr. Hill's leaving tomorrow.
Yep,
right?
Today's his last day.
Today's his last day in the clinic
Flying out tomorrow to Cordova. He will be back the second week of October. I don't have my October schedule in here yet, but I will be at KFSK the 4th through the 11th for their fundraising event.
Membership drive. Yeah.
I usually take a week off the clinic and go help out with them. That's my way of giving back.
It's our local radio station. Yeah.
So that's we've been doing that since we
got here.
Yep, 2012. I've been
because it was the October 2012 membership drive fundraiser potluck open house that we went to, where we met everybody, Dr. Hill and Tom Abbott and Mindy and all these folks that are our good friends now.
Yeah. All
these years later.
So looks like we got 4 people joining us at this time. Sing in, let us know who's here.
Last time this is monetized and the super chat is on. And last time somebody accidentally, I think, hit the super chat, and that was Tom. And I think it was an accident. I'm sure it was an accident. But so just watch out for that if you don't intend to. I don't think there's going to be enough people in the comments that we can't keep track without super chat to get our attention.
It's mostly you trying to do 2 things at the same time is a little on the tough side.
Yeah, well,
but you've got your new glasses.
I have my new glasses. And I can see better, but it wasn't as big an improvement as I had hoped for because I still need that surgery.
Yeah.
And they referred, I don't want to get off into the weeds here, but the
on your doctor tangent.
Yeah. The Lifetime Eye Care in Juneau referred me for cardiac surgery. And so that goes to the Veterans Administration in Juneau.
Cardiac surgery?
Cardiac. Cataract.
Thank you. I was like,
cataract. No, wait.
You told me about your eyes, not your heart.
Cataracts. Yeah. So anyway, there's referring me for that, but for some reason the Veterans Administration the last 10 months has just not been.
Since Wilson retired.
Since Wilson retired, that was a big deal, but the whole staff seems to have changed, and the VA isn't nearly as on the ball as they were 10 months ago, for whatever reason.
And hello from Norway. Hello back. Thanks for joining us.
None of the Norwegians were here last week. Or at least they didn't chime in. Very
cool. Well, it has been a pretty darn busy week in Petersburg, mostly with bears.
Yeah, the headline in the paper, bears are back. People are being reminded to lock up their trash because the bears are in town looking for food because we got so much rain over the summer that the berry crop didn't come in
but the fish were good
as usual.
So they've been fishing.
There's plenty of fish. When I get to the fish report, The salmon catch just blew away all expectations. They were thinking it would be a poor harvest, and it turned out to be
Out of all the
solid
years
numbers.
we've been here, every season they always start crying about how bad it's going to be, and then every year it's later than expected or earlier than expected or not what they expected. But it's always it always seems to be okay.
Yeah, the commercial fishing crew, they're all very pleased with what's been going on lately. But the bears are a problem. They were kind of a problem last year as well. If you remember, they were getting into town, and there was actually a bear cub on the floats in the harbor.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun. These are black bears. We do have Alaskan coastal brown bears, grizzlies, down on the south end of the island, but so far no brown bears have been reported in town. There was
this way. That's good.
Well, actually, there are no confirmed brown bear sightings in town. Several black bear sightings, and there was one brown or ginger colored black bear. They have a different shape of skull. They're not just bigger, but their skull shape is different, and you can identify them. So there have been some brownish black bears, but no confirmed sighting of the coastal brownies, which are huge and dangerous.
That would be a big deal. We saw some.
Yeah,
some brown
huge and
bears in
dangerous. 8 active COVID. Oh, we weren't going to talk about that.
Yeah.
We weren't going to talk about that. They're all off the cruise boat, so it doesn't really matter.
Nobody's sick. Everybody's positive. Nobody's sick. Anyway, enough of that.
100 years ago, the fall term of the public schools began, and they what we now call middle school. They used to call junior high school, and what they did that particular year, they made junior high school 7th, 8th, and 9th grade to make the transition into high school. They felt easier for making the jump from 8th grade to high school.
Yeah.
Apparently, there was a huge difference in high school and middle school in those days. That let's see. Oh, the coho salmon, same thing. It was bigger than expected. The motor vessel West Star was a tour ship of Liberian registry. This is in 1971. Ran aground at Green Point down the Narrows.
Oh.
They don't even cruise boats don't even try the Narrows anymore.
No.
It's too dangerous
For
or
good reason.
too narrow and too risky for them. In 1996, there were divers down in the harbor, but people just sort of ignored the diving flag, hit a diver.
What?
Yeah, it was.
Seriously? Holy crap.
Yeah, the borough police officer, volunteer firefighter, organized a dive team, and they were working in the harbor, and fishing boat just ran over it. It didn't hurt them, but ran into them. In any case, these are things that I have circled here. Letters to the editor. Yeah, same thing. Half the town wants everybody to be forced to do what they want them to do, and the other half of the town doesn't want to be forced to do it. The Petersburg and Wrangell have lost a text to 911 service. So you can
really?
dial it, send a text instead of talking. I'm not sure about that. Police report. Let's see. We got a bear sighting at the post office. At the post office. Okay. Nordic Drive, which is Main Street. Yep. 6th Street also. Another black bear sighting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black bear sightings last week.
Woohoo.
Yeah, and the usual, officers helping people get the keys that they locked in the car. And one guy couldn't find his front door key, so the police helped him break into his house. And some drunks arguing in front of the city hall. And no big deal. Just the usual.
Small town Alaskan stuff.
Yeah, our summer crime rave is wrapping up. And,
Yeah, we're doing a bunch of health certificates for pets over the last
people
couple
taking
of
their
days.
dogs back down.
Everybody's
Yeah.
traveling back home. So
the Petersburg High School cross country team lacing up for their first meet.
we have a good cross country team.
Yeah, Red Truck broke down last week, and I was taking a taxi down from the market, and Thomas, the taxi driver, told me his son plays. He plays in the band. He plays trumpet, in fact, in the band.
Oh,
and
cool.
And he said they have 20 trumpet players.
Really? Really?
Yeah, Anyway, he's also on the basketball team. The basketball team did not play a single game last year. Can you imagine? Because of, the plague. Can you imagine being a high school kid on the basketball team and, not even a scrimmage from a neighboring high school? Because,
it's kind of sad.
well, the nearest place is Wrangell, and they're on another island. And Wrangell is all wrapped up because
Can't get from here.
Yeah.
You
Well,
don't
it's
want
because
to.
of their, they've
Yeah.
embraced tourism so heavily. So
Oh,
they've got,
Rainforest Run coming up.
the Rainforest Run.
The Rainforest
Oh, that's it.
Festival.
We got the 10K and half marathon run walk. That's Labor Day.
But the Rainforest Festival starts September 9th through 12th. I want to do some stuff with that this year. At least go on a
It's gonna
hike.
start next week.
Yeah, go on a hike. We've done previous hikes. They'll do edible hikes, walk the trails, and point out
Grazing
different berries
on the trail. Springtime is better for that. Well, not for the berries though. Berries in the fall.
Yeah.
Springtime you get spruce tips and
And then they do an
salad
annual
materials.
dinner made with things that they harvest earlier in the season, like spruce tips and stuff. Looks like Tom has joined us and Robert's joined us.
Hey Rob. Looking
We
forward
are,
to
still in the process. We haven't started working on tickets and stuff
For the boat show? For the boat show,
in
yeah.
February, but we are looking at that. Hello from Waldport, Oregon, longtime follower. Bears
there too. Yeah, he got the big ones. Our bears are bigger and badder than your bears. No.
Better fed.
Alaska Marine Highway System hopes to sail into Prince Rupert next year. If you've been following us every week, we show you the big full page ad from the Alaska
ferry.
Marine Highways,
Yeah.
the ferry service. They desperately need people, but I guess the need is falling off now because it is
We got our dividend total.
well, we got a third of the dividend.
$1,100. Huh?
Yeah, 1,100. Well, as you may be aware, the state of Alaska, unique among the United States, not only has no taxes, no state level taxes on individuals, but we have the permanent fund dividend that's issued every year. It's dividend from the permanent fund derived from oil revenue from Alaska's, the oil fields on the North Slope. And every Alaska citizen gets their check, usually around October. And it can be anywhere from a few hundred to a few $1,000s. This year, the actual amount, they said, where is it? The actual amount was $2,350. And the legislature wanted to cut it down to $525, but the governor vetoed it, which there's more on that. But they've settled on $1,100. So it looks like we're each going to get an $1,100 check. And if, it's like, that really makes a difference if you got a big family, because every member of the family gets that money. So, if you got 5 kids, it's 7 people, that's whatever that is.
Every year we go through this, whether they should actually write the checks or not. Politicians try and take more, and everybody else wants. Anyway,
Governor Dunleavy has been a staunch advocate of paying out the full dividend to the Alaskan people and letting them decide for themselves how to use the money. The politicians in the legislature, they don't want to give out the dividend at all. They want to take it all and spend it, and then they want to tax us, the people besides. But so far, that's not happening. There's you can imagine there's a lot of resistance to that among the people. Governor Dunleavy has been the subject of a recall effort for the last couple of years, and they have finally given up on that. That was announced. Actually, it's on the next page over here, I think. Or if I peel this page back, I think, effort to recall Alaska governor dropped after the 2-year push. In the fish factor, Alaska's 2021 salmon harvest, 201 million fish.
Blew past
the forecast, well above 190 million projected at the start of the season. So, so that's all good. The cod catch. Fishery managers are set to implement a catch share program for cod trawlers in the Bering Sea. Anyway, that's a huge industry. Next to energy, commercial fishing is really important.
What keeps Petersburg going.
That's what keeps Petersburg going. And logging used to be an important industry, but not anymore. I'd say so. Dunleavy is not going to be recalled after all. No senior meals on Labor Day. Wow. But on Tuesday, they're going to have pot roast with carrots and potatoes and spinach. And
Zoltan Bear. Fun to hear about all these bears roaming around. Hope you stay safe, though. Yeah, it is.
Always carry bear protection.
We were just talking about bear spray versus other forms of bear protection. One thing about bear spray is you whip it out in an emergency situation and you don't have time to gauge which way the wind's blowing.
Well, I'm sure our friend Chuk up there in Kenai
would have some
will tell you that,
yeah.
He believes in bear spray too. And if he ever encounters a bear, he sends a cloud of 10 millimeter at him. That's his idea of bear spray. I tend to agree, except I don't have a 10 millimeter like he does.
Let's see. Speaking of finances, I just watched your older video of yours, Seattle Boat Show, where you mentioned never wanting to go into debt. Have you managed to keep out of debt since? We have.
Sort of.
Well, with the exception of my business, that purchasing a building is kind of wipes that off the table. But
sort of, but the kind of debt we have now is not the kind of debt like running up your credit card and then trying to pay it off on your regular income. The kind of debt we have now is a business that generates cash flow that will pay off its own debt.
Yeah.
So it's not the same thing.
Yeah, it's not personal debt.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, but it's not. So
yeah, and
in
so
that regard, no.
To answer your question directly, we flew up to Juneau together, took a little long weekend, and dropped a couple grand on the credit card for airfare and meals and hotel and all that stuff.
Complete waste of time.
Complete waste of time. Complete waste of time. Yeah. But, spent more than we normally would spend during a month. And the point is, and we let that run over a month. I mean, but now there's no debt on the credit card 6 weeks later. So no, we don't carry debt. We do not carry debt at all. We save up when we need to buy something. And then that's it. And we have, of course, we have savings, we have reserves. But it's just like, you don't just write a check when you buy a house. So it's the same kind of thing, except when you buy a house, the house isn't generating income for you.
Yeah. But at least the business is. So hey. Yes and no.
Yes, we have no bananas.
Yes, we have no bananas. Let's see, what else were we going to talk about today? Harbor. I wanted to talk to Glow today and see if there was anything going on with the boats in the harbor. There's been a couple of weird things going on in the harbors, but I haven't.
Aside from all the yachts?
Yeah, aside from all the yachts and the Cummins.
And that one huge one down there that's been sitting there all summer. Great big huge yacht.
You know the name?
I don't know the name, and if I did, I wouldn't say it.
Go mosey down and check it out. I haven't had a chance to walk the docks in way too long. I've been literally going from the boat to the clinic to the boat.
I have been walking the docks, and the sailboats are mostly all gone. Yeah. We had a period of a few weeks, July and August, where there were a lot of sailboats in the harbor, and there have been a lot more yachts than normal.
This is probably
this year. A lot more yachts than
normal.
Long
time, yeah. So, which is cool.
But they're all taking off now. I run into people and I'm like, you stay here all winter?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do, and it's horrible. It's horrible. Oh, God, it's horrible. The last thing in the world you want to do is get caught here in Alaska during the wintertime.
Yeah. Let's see. Hopefully Juneau was worth the experience. And no, it was not.
Well, it's not a question of being worth it. I had no choice. I have to go to Juneau to see the ophthalmologist. And, just to get away together out of your usual environment and have a little fun. But we had hoped to do some shopping. There was no shopping to be done.
No shopping to be done.
We walked around downtown Juneau like a couple of tourists for an hour or two.
Yeah, well, it was mostly, downtown Juneau is mostly jewelry stores.
It's all for the tourists.
Yeah, it's just mostly trash and trinket stores, and there wasn't really a whole lot.
It's getting to be like Sitka, where they just close up after Labor Day and go home, and the stores are all just closed.
Nothing there, so it's getting to be unfortunate.
I mean, Juneau is the state capital now, so there's a lot going on there. But to go in there and go shopping, we didn't go. I mean, you could go to Costco. I think there's a Walmart there too, but
we went into where did we go shopping? That was
Fred Meyer.
Fred Meyer.
Fred Meyer was in the mall, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Fred Meyer. No, Fred Meyer's not in the mall. It's a separate store.
Yeah, it's in a strip mall kind of thing. But I mean, Fred Meyer was full, and there was aisles and aisles of trash and trinkets and
stuff. I mean, but nothing we needed. We didn't go there because we needed anything. We didn't go there to hit Costco and stock up on bulk food. We don't need to. We have all that stuff. Emergency supplies and stuff. Yeah. So anyway.
But we won't be going to Juneau for a while.
The trip to Juneau was not. I think next time, if I have to go, unless it's in the dead of winter, I'll take the boat. It'll be better.
Yeah. Stay on the boat. Next time, hopefully, we get to go check out the glacier.
The transient boats are mostly U.S. No, not many
Canadians coming through right now.
Runs with horse. Yeah, the transient boats are mostly American.
Well, the Canadians had a client who usually drives up to Oregon every year, like for 27 years.
Yeah.
And he said this last year, he just got back in. He said this last trip, he's not going to be traveling again for a very long time. It was
that used to be a common
experience.
Thing. Remember, Gary used to drive up from Washington. You take the Alaska Marine Highway system, the ferries and what have you, but you drive up through what is it, Calgary?
Prince Rupert. Oh.
What's the Canadian province that's on the west coast? Is that BC there too?
Yeah.
BC. So anyway, you drive up through Canada and then connect to the Alaska Marine Highway system and take the ferry. But the ferry, they've cut back the sailings and it's really expensive to bring a vehicle on the ferry. So
$6,000.
Holy!
They wanted to bring their RV up. So to bring an RV up from Bellingham, it was $6,000.
No kidding. Wow.
So I can't figure out why nobody's riding the ferry and we're not making any money.
Well, they closed the bar and restaurant on the ferries to save money.
No, it's like lower the fares, you'll get more people traveling. That's just fact. I don't know. Anyway,
Well, I don't know. I'm not running that system, and I don't have any real experience in that area of a business. But
$6,000 to bring your RV up. But South Carolina, I'll be back on it in La Paz in a month. Very cool. Warm weather.
La Paz, yeah, warm weather is nice. We didn't get any this year at all.
Yes, we did.
Well, we had what?
4 days. We had a whole 4 days. Come on.
Yeah, we had about 2 hours one afternoon where it was warm enough for me to walk around in a short sleeve shirt. That's about it.
But it's weather's been good. It's been fine.
Actually, there was one day when I thought about putting shorts on in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Briefly.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to say about that.
Well, we need to get somewhere warm here next summer so we can get the boat painted.
Yeah, we're definitely looking at that. And I think as of right now, I mean, you don't know what's going to happen in the next 6 months, but 7 months. But it looks like Port Townsend is the place to go.
Yeah.
Theoretically, we could do this in Wrangell or have it done in Wrangell.
I don't know. We've tried that a couple of times and haven't had much success as far as getting a. We're going to have a guest here shortly. One of the products that we offer here at Petersburg Pet Center is essential oils, Living Well essential oils for pets. And Max is my essential oil guru, and he's going to be stepping in here and joining.
Hey, Max.
Hey, Max. Hello,
I thought it was
hello.
a late.
We are good. We are live with our friends here.
How's everybody doing?
We got somebody from Norway joining us. We've got Washington, Oregon, so a few people.
Cool.
This is Max Krask. He is my essential oil guru and good bud.
Yes.
Max, if anybody's got pets that tend to be seasick, that's one thing that,
Seasickness for
seasickness
yachters.
for doggies and cats. Bree used to get horribly seasick. That was,
Oh, yeah.
She was always so
Yeah, our
miserable.
kitty used to get seasick the first day or two.
Yeah. So you,
There's a couple good ones for it.
yeah, and you like mixing up your own potions.
I like making my own potions. That's what I do.
So if anybody has any questions on some essential oils, go ahead and roll them through while Max is here. We would love to
Yeah.
share some information. And Living Well.
Young Living is
or,
actually
sorry,
what
yeah.
I use. Yeah.
Sorry, Living Well,
Sorry.
Young Living. Sorry. And do you want to sit
Living
down?
well is how we do it.
Yeah. Do you want to
Hey,
sit down?
coffee time. Oh, Newfoundland.
Ooh,
Newfoundland,
30.
where it's 22
Ah,
degrees,
yeah,
feeling
like
like 30.
Yeah, it's I just checked. It's like 52 and raining. 52 and raining here right now.
So Max is going to go grab some stuff. He'll be right back. But yeah, if you have some pets that tend to get seasick or have
sit here.
some questions on maybe something to keep in your first aid kit for your dog or kitty on board, go ahead and throw a question out and Max will answer best he can. Things like anxiety. What else have we been working on?
Ooh, wound cream.
Wound.
I've
the
just
wound
been telling people about the wound cream. I said clay and aloe and myrrh.
And we've
That's good.
done 2 pets so far
pets
with
so
your
far.
new wound
With
cream.
wound cream.
That's pretty cool, and we've had some really actually kind of amazing results. Nico was shocking how quickly that healed.
Good.
And Kodiak's healed within just a couple of days
Yeah,
after
couple
putting
days.
that application on, so that was pretty cool too.
Yeah,
So
I've been happy with that.
let's see, we have the essential oils. I don't know if we've got that. Essential oils for animals. So there is a full line
I'll
of
connect my
oils available.
YouTube channel to you so you can
Oh, very cool. Yeah,
Find
you
out
just
how,
opened up a
like,
YouTube
the-
channel. What's the channel name?
Lucky the Clover King.
Lucky the Clover
Yeah,
King.
my alter ego. So it's like, all right, we'll do that.
What do you use for motion sickness?
Ginger is a really good one for seasickness in general, but motion sickness possibly.
And Tom, are you asking for people or pets? Would you use ginger for both?
I'd use ginger for both, yeah.
And then you have
There's
a
probably some better ones out there too. I'm thinking ginger is probably your best bet.
we've always used ginger for you. We've done everything from Altoids to ginger tea to ginger cookies.
We tried ginger tabs when I was seasick on the boat, and
Yeah.
I had 4 or 5 stuck to my neck, and ginger didn't work for me. So if it's out there, sometimes it doesn't work for everyone. But I'd say ginger would be a good one. You can use it just as a smell. You can make a tea out of it. You can put it on your stomach. Just
ginger snaps make you feel a little better though.
yeah. And if
Lots of
you have
ginger snaps.
munchies, ginger snaps will do it. Yeah.
So kind of back to the essential oils, one of the conversations that we've had is like the essential oils that you buy in a grocery store
Yes.
are not the essential oils that we
Yes.
carry. Do you want to cover that just a wee
There-
bit?
There's almost like a pyramid, like how the food pyramid is. And there are quality differences, like perfumes and like air fresheners usually have a really fake, not medically, there's no components in it. So it's just for fragrance. They've used it for, I don't know, made in a lab. And then down the line, there's maybe 3 categories before you get to medical grade. And then medical grade has an amount of components in it, like lavender has 32 or something. So it's really good for antiviral, being like one thing, if a virus comes into your body and you were taking antibiotics, you can fight the the one virus with the one antibiotic for the virus. But if you combine essential oils in a way, the virus can't mutate to mold all of the components in like lavender oil or tea tree or something. So when you're dealing with antibiotics and you're taking them all, and that's why they tell you, take all your antibiotics.
Yeah.
Don't ever stop halfway through.
Yeah.
You're going to make a super bug.
Yeah.
And you will. That's just what it does. But if you use essential oils, there's a way that your body can fight it and do stuff on its own. So all the wound care or seasickness, anything like that, can all be achieved through oils. We can do it.
Yeah, we've had, it's just an alternate to the traditional medicine,
Yeah.
you know.
Or in
that-
conjunction. There's,
Yeah.
There's lots of things like, I think Warfarin is a med out there for blood pressure. I'm not sure.
Warfarin,
You'd
yes,
have to look that up.
pressure.
Yeah.
It is, okay. And there was a couple of essential oils that actually work with warfarin. So
Oh.
some people
Huh.
can take them alternating or
Yeah.
together. Or,
Cool.
which I just
And
found
you
out.
were working at the hospital
Yeah.
until just recently.
Nope, still there.
You're still
I
there.
cook in the kitchen. It's good. I love it.
You were using some essentials with some of
Yeah.
with some of your clients there too,
Yeah.
right?
In activities, I started with activities.
And what was I'm trying to think of the one thing you were talking about in the waiting room with just kind of
They shortened ER visits by using, and this would be a state that I can't remember either. They made something called Queasy packets, and they were a mixture of lavender and peppermint, and they were dispensed in like a maybe aluminum packet that you can break open. And the nursing staff noticed that in a really heavily populated situation, they were able to relieve like 45 minutes of ER times by just dealing with people's nausea. So people coming in pregnant or sick or anything that just came in. So this would be motion sickness, maybe.
Yeah.
Lavender and peppermint could work too. And they were just cracking them open under the nose, almost like those things you see in the movie, like
Yeah.
ammonia or whatever. And this was enough to do and deal with sickness in general, like nausea. So they were cutting times by a significant amount.
Cool. And then some of the products for cleaning
Yeah,
the
cleaning products.
feeds.
Yep, I use these for cleaning cages, cleaning our turtle tanks, our snake tank, cleaning cat boxes out. Oh my gosh, I use these for everything. Everything.
So we've had several conversations on like what essential oils, like what you would buy in the grocery store versus what you carry. There's kind of a misnomer out there about essential oils being dangerous for your animal.
Yes,
And they
and
can
it is
be.
out there. And talk to your vet or your whomever is your guru. But with a grain of salt, you kind of want to use them. How do you use them with yourself? If you didn't like a smell or if it reacted on your skin, there's ways that you would bring them into a pet to allow the pet to tell you if they like it or not. If you're diffusing in a setting and your animal leaves the room, they may not enjoy the smell. If you're stuck on a yacht and you're pouring oils on everything, all over your blankets, your linen and everything, and your animal does not want to be in the room, it may be, I don't know, time to change
A
that
little bit
fragrance.
too much for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as the application, what was it you were saying? One client you had was like rubbing it on the nose.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
had
like-
that too.
It's like, no, not that way.
We had a good reaction from Duchess, which is a video on my channel, and it was Duchess on helichrysum, and she's got a really good visual of what a good reaction is to an essential oil, and she gets super happy and stuff. But I told the owner's son that if he wanted to use it, he could apply it to her since she liked it so much. So he puts it in his hands, puts a couple drops in, and he starts smearing it all over her face and her nose. And I was like, ah! I know she likes it, but she doesn't like it like that. So if you're a dog or an animal, you have an extremely much more significant smell than we do, and we're just nose blind. And you probably don't want to wipe it in their eyes or in their ears or in their
Anywhere
nostrils,
near their
anything
their
mucous
nose.
membrane. It is nice to do it along the tips. There are acupressure points in the ear, so you can do it around the outside. You never want to pour oils in their ears, but you can do it on their tails.
But typically what you do is a cup, like a drop in your hands.
Yeah.
Kind
And according
of
to
wipe
animals
it,
too.
Yeah.
Like a horse, you can use a whole friggin' bottle and the horse won't even know. On a dog, you can use, dogs are closer to humans. So if you're using an amount on yourself, you could do the same amount on a dog safely. I usually put it in my hand, wipe it together until it's drying out. And I do it down the spine, up the tail. I do it on the tips of the ears. You can do their pads of their feet, tops of their feet, stomach if it's motion sickness. By chance, you could do lavender, peppermint, and ginger. Try those out. Be a good combination. Yeah, it's just cats are a lot less. Cats are like
Way less.
way less, way less. And there's something out there where a lady killed her cat with oregano. Oh my God! By all means, do not pour oregano all over your cat and kill it.
Just saying.
Just saying. I've had our cats for their whole lifetime so far, 7 years, and we diffuse oregano, we clean with oregano, and we have not killed our cats. So whoever you are out there, I'm sorry you did that. However you did it.
Yeah, don't do that. Channel again?
My channel is Lucky the Clover King, and Lucky is in quotations because that's my alter ego name.
Lucky the Clover King. And you have you just started it like a
4
week
videos,
ago. Yeah,
everybody.
so
Don't get all excited.
just got started on that last week, right?
Yeah, last week.
So you've been sharing reactions to the essential oils that you're introducing the pets to.
And eventually, I think out of the reactions, I want to get good reactions, bad reactions, and not like bad happenings, like just a dog or a cat telling you, no, I don't like the smell, and versus an animal really enjoying it and rolling all over it. I do want the videos to start, once I start understanding more of why they picked the oil, then I might add in maybe the comments or in the video itself why they picked it. Because right now I'm noticing that they're picking things and I'm not knowing actually why that one. I don't know. They just like that one. So
I've had fun watching you because what Max will do, we've got it in our area over here. He'll set up about a dozen different scents.
Yeah.
And the dogs we haven't had any cats in here yet, have we?
No, and I keep wondering if people will bring
cats.
cats.
I'm always tempted to bring one over. I wanted to get Knucklehead over here before we ship her off, but we'll put the scents down on the floor and the dogs will go and smell them.
Yeah.
And you'll keep track of 2 or 3 or whatever they stop at and spend time at.
Yep.
And then you'll take all the rest out.
Yep.
And then put those down and work with them a little bit more, kind of narrow it down.
And then after they pick a couple, that's where you kind of understand what they're doing with it or what it's doing for them. And that in another session, you maybe would use the same oil or use it for a period of time until they get used to it or they don't need it anymore. Sometimes it can be a psychological thing where they just want it for a little while and it's unlocking things in their brain, and then you'll introduce it again and they don't care.
That was yesterday.
Yeah, that was just yesterday. I liked it yesterday. Blue Tansy was all about it yesterday. Today,
not so much. Cool. And so those are one of the services we'll be offering here.
Yeah.
And so if you're swinging by with your pet, stop in. Max would love to work with you or your animal. And
absolutely.
There's all sorts. When you're talking about working with this oils, yeah, exactly. What kind of things are you is on your radar for using those for? Just kind of throw some instances out.
Oh,
So
actually,
anxiety,
I've had a million
wounds.
questions about what do I do about my Chihuahua's anxiety. I'm sorry, people. Chihuahuas have anxiety. I have no idea how to fix that. I'm trying. I cannot make something strong enough for people. And when I get there, I'll try it on every Chihuahua I meet. I swear to you out there,
Yeah.
Chihuahua owners.
But you had
I'll
a
fix
mix that you were handing out during Little Norway. What was that?
There's a combination for fireworks and or fear in general, anxieties. It's already a pre-mixed blend from Young Living, and it's Tea-Away. It's an emotional support. I like to use that one a lot. I'll put it in a dropper and put maybe 10 drops in and a carrier oil all the top.
And the carrier oil uses coconut oil.
Carrier oil can be this V6 up here. Grab that. Or coconut or sesame or
So this is a
olive
vegetable oil complex.
Yes. V6 is
That.
backwards. But it's a combination that has coconut oil in it. It's got some other good ones. Sweet, maybe. Let me read it.
This one?
I don't remember what it all has in it. Yeah. Combination of grape, sweet almond, wheat, olive, sunflower, sesame. I lied about coconut.
No coconut?
It's not in there. I use coconut for everything. But it's nice and soft. It's silky. It soaks in really well, so you can add it to your oils and add oils.
But if somebody's mixing something like that at home, you can use what? Just regular coconut oil?
Definitely don't use Crisco. Nothing
yeah.
like cheap or crappy.
But like
Or-
olive oil? Could you use
It's
olive
good for
oil?
cooking. You can use olive oil. I
Okay.
use olive oil. Yep. Some of the lifespans of the oils are shorter. Once you add an essential oil to it, it does extend the shelf life of the carrier oil usually because they have antibacterial and anti-whatever properties, bacterial and viral and whatnot. So at that point, you may put it on your shelf for like 6 months, but the oils themselves should last mostly indefinitely. Lots of them.
Very cool. All right.
Yay, Egyptians.
If anybody's got any questions for Max, go ahead and throw them out there. And I think,
I'll work on
Do
motion
you have-
sickness from there.
yeah. Let's see. Anything else you want to throw out there?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
Come see us.
Yep.
I'll post some more videos.
Cool.
Thank you. Goodbye.
All right. Thanks, Max, for stepping in.
Thanks for checking in, Matt. Oh, God.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Woo! All righty.
Okay, so here we are. I'm back.
What else
You
we got
remember
going?
me? Nothing.
Nothing? That's it?
Well, let me see. The boat, our boat,
Yeah.
Lealea.
Oh, you've been working on the new. See you later, Max.
Day.
The new.
Well, the protective cover over the foredeck has to go back up. So I made a new one of those. Just simple matter of taking the last year's cover off and doing a little measuring, a little cutting, a little taping. Made a new one. I haven't put it back on yet. Maybe I'll make a video of that now that I can see a little better.
Aw.
And I can possibly do the editing. In fact, there's a few things I'd like to do, but I didn't. It's so simple. I didn't shoot it. I didn't record it, but I can kind of Hollywood magic fake it up and show it again.
Well, it should be pretty sweet this year. Last year there was a whole bunch of extra material kind of.
Yeah.
floating
Well,
around.
last year all I did was throw a rectangular tarp over the spinnaker pole, and then kind of bunched it up. And but this year I trimmed it into a sort of a triangle so that it measured carefully. It'll look good. Trust me on that. And so it'll be not really any more effective, but it'll look a lot neater.
Well, because right now there's just a bunch of extra
Yeah.
material kind of.
Yeah.
Well,
By the way,
it's cramped
preparing
over
for
there.
the winter here in Southeast Alaska, we get quite a bit of snow at times and a lot of rain also. And we had custom-made awnings, the dark navy sunbrella awnings, custom fitted, made for the boat, for our boat, going around around the rigging with little leather reinforced holes and twist connectors and everything, and it set up and it looked great. And if you look at some of our early videos, you'll see it really good. Cost us a bunch of money in Honolulu. Janice, old friend of mine, made that for us. And we put it up the first year we were here. Well, we put it up in Friday Harbor, and pretty quickly figured out that this thing is useless in the snow because the material will not shed the snow.
Yeah.
It'll just stick there and just load up and eventually collapse the whole thing. And another thing is it was designed for the tropics to shade the boat from the tropical sun, keep most of the rain off, and allow the wind to blow through, allow the breeze to blow through. Well, put that up here in Southeast Alaska, and what happens is the rain and the wind blow through. That's right. And if there's snow blowing around, the snow will blow in.
So we need something like that, except a little different.
So, well,
we're getting there.
What turns out to be perfect, you just look around and see what the local fishermen do with their boats in the wintertime. And it's just silver tarps. Those silver gray tarps cost, well, for $50, you can buy enough of them to cover Lealea. You cut them, tape them, massage them, modify them, shim shave, modify, little duct tape, little Gorilla tape. And they shed the snow. Snow slides right off those silver tarps. And so you can get the little clamp eyes to put them on and fit them. A little bit of work, $50 worth, $50 worth of silver tarps and, $15 worth of Gorilla tape. And you have awnings that'll last you a couple of years and protect the boat and shed the snow so you don't have to worry about the boat loading up with so much snow that it presses it down in the water.
Yeah.
So some of the guys here will build these frames out of 2x2s and lath and, stretch tarps over the whole boat and then, staple it down. Pretty elaborate things. They'll make little doorways with hinges and stuff. We didn't quite get that elaborate. You can also have your boat shrink wrapped, which if we weren't living on the boat, I think that would be the way to go.
I've seen people that do the shrink wrapping and they just cut a hole in their little flap doorway kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the rest of it's all shrink wrap. So it's doable. But anyway, not something we're interested in. It's pretty it's pricey to get it done like that.
Well, and you have to cut it off and throw it away at the summer sun. So that means you have all that plastic.
Yeah.
Hundreds of square feet of this plastic sheeting that has to be just thrown in the dumpster.
Yeah, that doesn't appeal
every summer. Yeah. Whereas the silver tarps can be used a couple of years, and then they can be repurposed and used for drop cloths and things like that. So anyway, we prefer that method.
One other thing before we head out here shortly, I wanted to talk about Lynn and Larry Pardee. There was a new...
we saw that trailer on YouTube, Lynn and Larry Pardee. Yeah. What's the name of the movie?
Gosh, I can't remember. I'll have to check it. But there is a new video coming up. There was a trailer on YouTube. They just posted it, I think, yesterday, day before. So it's brand new trailer. Brand
new trailer. It's on YouTube.
About
Lynn and Larry Pardee. I think it's about Larry more.
It's more about Larry.
But they were role models for me, for both of us. They cruised for decades in a sub 30-foot boat that Larry built himself. Lynn and Larry. Larry sadly passed away a year or two ago of Alzheimer's. And but Lynn is still around doing the boat show circus. Last time we saw her was I spoke to her on the phone in Hawaii back 15 years ago. No, 2010. She called us on the phone and chatted with us for a little while, and then saw her again at the boat show down in Seattle. I think we saw her at the Oakland boat show as well. But what are you doing?
The real deal.
The real deal, Larry Pardee.
Yeah. There we go.
Read their books. Our motto that we borrowed from Lynn and Larry: go simple, go small, go now. And we wholeheartedly endorse that philosophy.
Sorry. The
Don't-
Real Deal, Larry Party, Legendary Sailor and Adventurer, and then final trailer just released one day ago. So have a look at. It doesn't quite say when the movie is due out, but it looks like it's going to be really good. So something to keep your eyes out for.
Yep. So those two, Lynn and Larry, track down their books. Lynn is a pretty good writer. They also do folk songs. Well, I like their yacht club bar.
Yeah.
That song that Lynn's is cute. It's cute. Are we done here?
I think we are. I'm looking at the time. I've got some more appointments coming in here shortly, so I'm going to have to rip back to the clinic. I got to drop some blood samples off at the post office
Yes,
and
okay. Well.
carry on with my day.
Happy trails to you
All right.
until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then.